The travelling, flying straight from Newcastle to Barcelona, 2 bad results for them. It's interesting to watch their sort of mental and physical side today.
Quickly, Razor, you're with Chelsea, I know, but will it be as they would expect or want it to be?
I sincerely hope it is for them, but I think it's going to be an extremely tough game for them today.
As you can see, they're in the tunnel. Match commentators Andy Gray and Rob Hawthorne.
And both clubs in familiar surroundings. Chelsea emerging from the south dressing room where they were for the 2002 FA Cup final defeat by Arsenal. John Terry was ill that day, missed the starting lineup, and their manager that day, Claudio Ranieri, didn't lead the team out. That honour went to Roberto Di Matteo, and we understand that similarly Jose Mourinho will stand aside today for an Italian, and that Carlo Cudicini, who would have been wearing the gloves, there he is instead suited and booted to lead the side out. A nice gesture on the manager's part.
Not surprising, is it? This is something we would have expected from him, the way he's looked after his players and tries to. Huge blow for Cudicini. I somehow don't think it will quite soften what he feels.
No, he'll be feeling sore. Rafa Benitez will lead out Liverpool, who've been in the North dressing room for every other visit to the Millennium Stadium, and they've returned there with 2 League Cups and 1 FA Cup in the past. Steven Gerrard, a scorer when they were last in the final here against Manchester United. Today he returns as captain, and he will be a very proud Liverpool-born captain if he lifts the trophy. Great admiration between the two managers. Jose Mourinho shaking the hand with Rafa Benitez. They go about the job in a different way, but they are both similarly successful. They were both kings of Europe last year. Benitez led the UEFA Cup winners Valencia, and Mourinho got the big one, the Champions League. Success he hopes to repeat with Chelsea, and the starting point may just be here at the Millennium Stadium. A wonderful explosion of noise and colour to greet the two teams. Teams who are allowed to wear their own colours today. So we have in the red corner the team who've been so successful in this competition with a record 7 victories, Liverpool. And in the blue corner, the team that have swept all before them in the Premiership this season, Chelsea. An intriguing battle ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, the teams will now be presented to
the official presentation party now coming out, and the FIFA President Sepp Blatter, the special guest alongside Brian Mawhinney, the Football League's chairman.
Sir Brian Mawhinney, chairman of the Football League.
And John Terry, like his opposing captain, a product of his club's youth system, will now introduce the dignitaries to the team. William Gallas, who's just relieved to be playing after an injury scare. Yuri Yarashik, who hasn't started too many games for Chelsea. Paulo Ferreira. Damien Duff, who's been a winner here before. He's the only winner of this competition within the Chelsea ranks. Frank Lampard, who's played a big part in getting Chelsea to the final. And 12-year-old mascot Chloe Lyons, who is due to be Chelsea's mascot for a league game against West Bromwich Albion this weekend, but as the luck of the draw should have it, she's the mascot for the Carling Cup final.
An awful lot's made of this competition, isn't it, as it takes place. People say it doesn't matter, but I always know one thing about football: supporters make it, and that's why today has got such a special atmosphere around it. They really have come down in their numbers, both these two. The importance is there for both sets of fans, and now for both sets of players.
Liverpool's expectations founded on a great history of 40 major honours in the game. Chelsea less prolific with 9 honours, but with the spending of Roman Abramovich, their supporters have come to expect success, and they could get their first success since he began bankrolling the club here in Wales today. Well, they've already experienced the special Welsh welcome. The supporters here, they've seen their heroes meet and greet the dignitaries, and now it's time to pause for the singing of the national anthem with the Welsh mezzo-soprano Catherine Jenkins, whose voice once shattered a chandelier at a Christmas concert some years ago. English representation at the start of a League Cup final ever. Chelsea make just one change to the team beaten in Barcelona. Midfielder Yuri Jarosik makes only his fourth start in Chelsea colours, his first in this competition. Fellow Czech Petr Cech plays in the League Cup for only the second time because of Carlo Cudicini's suspension. And Joe Cole, who scored winners in both of the league games against Liverpool, is in from the start today. Liverpool bring back captain Steven Gerrard and striker Fernando Morientes after the midweek heroics against Bayer Leverkusen. Igor Bišćan and Milan Baroš, the unlucky men to miss out. Gerrard, Dietmar Hamann, Jamie Carragher and Sami Hyypiä are seeking a hat-trick of League Cup winners' medals. It's Hyypiä's first appearance in the competition this season, and both Chelsea and Liverpool have reserve goalkeepers who've never made a first-team appearance for them.
Well, looking at the formations, not a lot you can say about Chelsea. It's a very familiar looking system that we're going to see today. The flat back four that they've used all season, the three in midfield. I think they'll try and engage Makelele and push him back and then try and influence the midfield, but obviously Lampard is a threat. And Jarosik, we just wonder, big gating for the lad. And then up top we've got Cole Writings up left, but don't be surprised at any time in the game if that changes and Cole ends up left and Duff ends up right. They're very fluid in doing that. I always think when teams come up against Chelsea, you just wonder, are they going to go like for like? Are they going to try and nullify Chelsea? And are they going to try something different? Well, I think Rafael Benitez is going to try and win the game. He's gone in with his back four. We thought that would pretty much happen, but it's the midfield I think was the key. Talking about engaging Makelele, Harry Kewell, we have him in a central area. Now if it doesn't work, again, the option for him is to shift Kewell and Luis Garcia from the right into the middle there and put Kewell wide if it's not working. But a massive job in that midfield area. I think if Liverpool win that, they could win the game.
Well, it's hard to resist the notion, isn't it, that Steven Gerrard's future is interlinked with what happens here today. Lose and another approach from Chelsea might prove hard to resist. Win, and if Chelsea's season disintegrates, the move to Stamford Bridge suddenly looks less attractive. The Premiership with Frank Lampard an enticing prospect, but while Gerrard already has 5 club honours to his name, Frank Lampard at 26 and nearly 2 years older is still seeking his first.
Well, actually Kewell's going to start on this near side. Rob, Garcia looks like he's going to play off of Morientes.
And so the first Premiership match of 2005 will decide the first silverware of 2005. And it's Chelsea in possession with number 13 Gallas to John Terry, who hopes to lift that trophy for Chelsea at the end of the afternoon. Didier Drogba preferred to Ida Gudjonsson. Steven Gerrard. On by Morientes. Luis Garcia playing in that central role, looked for Kuhl through the middle when Risa was free over to his left. And Risa, with room to operate in, has been calling for it long and hard and hits a magnificent opening inside 45 seconds. The quickest goal ever in the League Cup final. John Risa hits a rocket.
Well, Paulo Ferreira got dragged in so early in this move. Luis Garcia spawns a chance. Look at this. Now look at Ferreira's position. Now if Garcia releases Risa, he's in. Look at the disappointment, but suddenly he's still there. Still no reaction from Ferreira. Still nothing. And my goodness, they didn't want it dropping on this boy's left foot. He is a threat. He is stunning. Take that. What a start for Liverpool. Textbook volley. Early in the game. He's entitled to be a little nervous, but was he? You bet your life he wasn't.
His first ever goal in the League Cup, and what a stage and what a match in which to score it for John Risa. 45 seconds of time. We thought we had a quick goal last year. That was the quickest Joseph Desiree job in 110 seconds. John Risa has just beaten that. And it was a final in which we wondered if there would be many goals, and we've had one in the first minute. Incredible. 43 seconds, the official time. Jose Mourinho watches and wonders if the worst 8 days of his Chelsea career is going to get even worse.
Well, big test, huge test now.
Terry looks for Drogba, cleared by Carragher's head. Now Lampard. And this is Paulo Ferreira. Yuri Yarashik. Paulo Ferreira falls back to Ricardo Carvalho, and now John Terry. After the sort of week that Chelsea have had, that was the last thing they needed. Defeat here today, and they will have suffered as many defeats in 8 days as they had in the previous 10 months. But a long way to go. Morientes. Now Luis Garcia. Again looks to John Risa, the scorer with that rasping volley in the first.
Here early this morning with the roof shut, nobody about, but not now. The place is absolutely jumping. A full house enjoying the pre-match entertainment. We've got the final coming up between Chelsea and Liverpool next.
The cup.
We're in Cardiff for the 45th final in this competition, this one between Chelsea and Liverpool. 40 different trophies down the years Liverpool have won. 40, 4-0. It's 9 for Chelsea. Will all the money pay dividends here today? Who will have out in Cardiff?
Way to go. Morientes. Now Luis Garcia. Again looks to John Risa, the scorer with that rasping volley in the first minute. And Risa takes on Paulo Ferreira, plays it against him. May have come off the arm, but no suggestion of hand to ball.
Well, when you play the system that Chelsea do play, if the two wide players, Duff and Cole, don't get themselves back early, and you're able to spread the ball. Newcastle did it for a while last week up at St James's and got some real joy. And I think Liverpool might have just noticed that, because they've gone in with the 4 across the pitch. And it does mean that Risa and Kuhl might get an awful lot of the ball in one-on-one situations, which I'm sure they take.
Well, Risa now has strayed into offside territory. What a setback for Chelsea. They conceded an early goal, remember, in the Premiership this season to Southampton, and came back from that to win. But it's a different scenario now in a cup final against a team of Liverpool's quality, and with the sort of week that they've just come off the back of.
That's like starting a cup final with a goal start. I mean, that's what it's like. 43 seconds in. They could only have dreamt of that kind of start.
things have turned around in a week. Last Saturday it was Liverpool who seemed to be at the low ebb after the defeat by Birmingham that had Rafa Benitez for the first time questioning his players in public. At that stage things were going very much Chelsea's way with Jose Mourinho's Midas touch, but 2 defeats in their first 2 sendings off of the season in those 2 defeats, and suddenly the complexion of Chelsea's season is very different.
It is, and it'll be interesting the reaction of his players. I think they've accepted defeat in Newcastle and Barcelona, the players, very well, but it's another thing going down this early in the cup final. So 1-off, there's no second chance in this game.
Steven Gerrard looking to play it long for Steve Finnan. Cleared by Terry. Finnan. Harry Kewell. Dispossessed by Lampard, who's trying to play Didier Drogba through. And it's a good, well-timed tackle by Sami Hyypiä.
That'll be an interesting one. I think Drogba's got the pace of Hyypiä. I don't think that's either Hyypiä or Carragher's quality. Is their ability to chase people, and that's an area where you feel Chelsea will try and exploit. They'll try and get Carragher and Hyypiä in those wide areas and get running at them.
Duff with a corner. Still no serious threat for Jerzy Dudek to deal with. Here's Duff. Now Makelele. William Gallas. Been beaten too many times this season, but Chelsea shell-shocked. A goal down in 45 seconds to John Arnorisa. Gerrard. Played by Haman out to the goal scorer. And challenged by Paulo Ferreira. Luis Garcia going too long for Morientes.
Yeah, a little aimless. Didn't need to.
Luis Garcia going in to challenge Makelele. It's cleared by Finnan, now Morientes. Kewell. Carragher. Risa's touch, kept in well by Jimmy Traore. Risa looking to get through on the burst again, but Ricardo Carvalho made an important tackle.
And again, it was another quick change from right to left for Liverpool, looking to sweep the ball from side to side.
Lampard's looking to pull the strings now. He's picked out Joe Cole. Paulo Ferreira aiming with his cross.
That was a chance. For the first time, you know, they worked half a position. 3v2 in the middle. Hyypiä got dragged out.
Here's Cole. Now Paulo Ferreira. Traore looking to keep Cole at bay, but he caught him. Free kick.
You'd expect Liverpool to contest these pretty well. They are a big side. Benitez will be anxious that his squad deal with this, his team deal with these sort of things. No excuses for them not dealing with it.
Damien Duff swept in a semi-final winner against Manchester United, and he's over the ball again here. Flicks off Risa's head and is cleared by Traore, and Ricardo Carvalho jumps into the back of Jimmy Traore.
He's almost forearm smashed him in the back of the head there. Not quite sure what Carvalho had in his mind here. He's really not getting to it, and left arm goes up and just clatters into the back of him.
Ricardo Carvalho, one of the disciples of Jose Mourinho from their trophy-winning days at Porto, has lost on 3 of his last 4 starts now for Chelsea. There's Kewell. Now Gerrard. Given back to him by Morientes. Ricardo Carvalho stops him getting through. Damien Duff. pulled back by Luis Garcia. Away by Risa. Morientes. Here's Ricardo Carvalho. Now Terry. This is Paulo Ferreira.
Well read, Hupia. Gave himself plenty of distance to deal with that.
This is Cole. Now Lampard. There's Gerrard who flew in with the tackle on Frank Lampard. Now Herman. Gerrard. Against him by Makaleli. Risa just couldn't keep it in.
A little thing like that Liverpool win just add to their confidence. The skipper went through 2 tackles there. I think it's a big day for him. An awful lot's been made of him staying, coming or going. What? It's a big game. It's the type of game they want him influencing totally. And he hasn't always influenced the big games.
Potentially who makes them tick, but Liverpool are not a one-man team exactly. The last time they beat Chelsea was without Steven Gerrard. There's Jamie Carragher. Now Herman.
It wasn't the best ball to receive. Back to play. Had to deal with it a bit quicker than that. Yarashik was all over him.
Paulo Ferreira. The interception by Steven Gerrard. Now Traore. Luis Garcia taken away from him by Frank Lampard. Now Yarashik. Lovely little touch from Didier Drogba. He seemed to go down belatedly, but free kick is given against Sami Hyypiä, and Steve Bennett's a bit quick to reach for the card.
It was late and going down. And he must have got a good look at it. And he must have caught him. It's a lovely little spin, this. Little drag through the legs, he's away. Just catches him there as he's going past him. Certainly made the most of it.
So the first yellow card for Liverpool's Sami Hyypiä. Concentration from Paulo Ferreira on a pitch that is freshly laid, just 9 days since it was put down after the traumas of withstanding the recent rugby and football internationals here. Lampard.
Well, it looks like it's playing all right the pitch, which is important.
Especially imported from Holland, the new surface. And Gerrard flying into the tackles is really been inspirational so far for Liverpool. It's the sort of display they want to see from their captain. Looking to spread it now to John Risa, who'll challenge with Paulo Ferreira. And Ricardo Carvalho hits his clearance straight at Luis Garcia. Now Lampard. Away by Sami Hyypiä.
Yeah, a little battle Sami Hyypiä with Didier Drogba. He stands up against him, no doubt about that. That's why I think he's trying to move Hyypiä all over the back line.
Cole. Now Lampard, who comes out on top between he and Steven Gerrard, really one of the crucial factors as to who will win this final. Terry, now Lampard. John Terry. This is Yarashik. Chelsea playing a patient game to try and get back into it.
Yeah, they've got a bad start. I mean, take the first 43 seconds out of the game, and Chelsea have done okay. They've used the ball fairly well. Neither goalkeeper's really been troubled. Neither penalty area's really been threatened. Apart from that opening minute of the match.
Here's Yarashik. Carragher, the player to stab it away. Lampard. Yarashik. Finnan. Fuel. Loose touch from Fernando Morientes. And this is Lampard. Ricardo Carvalho. Now Paulo Ferreira. Gallas. Got away from Lampard. Frank Lampard did well to recover then against Didi Hamann. Here's Yarashik. Makalele.
Yeah, that'll be a foul. Just a little awkward. But they've had a lot of the ball, Chelsea. An awful lot of the ball. Probing and probing. Almost twice as much as Liverpool have had. And that might be the pattern of the game set now with that early goal.
He resists the attempts of Drogba to get back at him. Now Kuhl. Again he looks for Risa on the far side. Paulo Ferreira away this time. Now Lampard. Feet were clipped by Morientes.
Yeah, I think you're always going to get a free kick when that happens. But that was a chance to break, and they didn't quite make the most of it, Chelsea. Liverpool committed 4 men forward ahead of the ball there for about the first time. Could have broken quicker. Didn't make the most of it.
Terry. Now Gallas. Gerrard. This is Steve Finnan. One goal enough for Chelsea to win both the league meetings against Liverpool this season. The last 7 games have produced a winner by a single goal margin, and 5 of them have finished 1-0, which is the score that Liverpool have in their favour thanks to the cracking start that John Arnorisa gave Rafa Benitez and his side. Jimmy Traore, now Luis Garcia looking to set Risa away again, but Ricardo Carvalho just had the edge.
Play's been brought back. Free kick just around about the halfway line, just as the pass was released. This is one where perhaps Morientes the target. Very good near, to great spring and get players around him for anything that drops. That's a waste of game, is it?
Luis Garcia did his best with it.
Goalkeeper did well. It didn't look like that bounced very well just in front of him.
Peter Cech has been one of those goalkeepers who hasn't had to use the excuse of the flight of the ball or the pitch this season. There's Paulo Ferreira. Cole going to ground a little too easily for the referee's liking.
It was Joe Cole in the press this morning who said we've talked a good game all season and now we have to deliver.
And Terry, to that aim, is getting forward. Very nearly got the ball through to Drogba. He has got the free kick.
Well, if he's got the free kick, then Steven Gerrard's a lucky boy. He doesn't get booked if he's deliberately tugging away at his shirt. Good break from the Chelsea skipper. He obviously pulls that left arm down. You normally get a yellow card at a offence like that, but he's gotten away with it, the Liverpool skipper. You wonder, it's right on the edge of being tempted to hit this.
Well, Paulo Ferreira wasted their last free kick, but they do have a number of options here. Yarashik, Lampard, Duff.
Just about 30 yards.
Dudek hasn't really been directly tested yet. Almost at the first quarter point of the match. Lampard! Well, he saw one spring back off him, didn't he, Dudek, in the week against Bayer Leverkusen, but he held on to that.
He saw it all the way. It's right down his throat, this ball. Doesn't really move an awful lot. Sweetly struck. You have the other side of him with the tested him.
Well, Dudek coming into this final pretty much like he did the last one 2 years ago when he'd had indifferent form, to say the least. He was man of the match in that victory over Manchester United. And after the high-profile errors against United and against Bayer Leverkusen in the week, he'll be looking for another big performance here in Cardiff. Yarashik. Now John Onorisa. He'll find the gap for Haman. Duff to Cole. And it's Lampard leaving it behind for Joe Cole.
Lovely change of direction from Cole right in the edge of the box, but that's the first time Duff's roamed. And it caused a problem for a second for Liverpool.
Gerrard. Luis Garcia with the nod down. Terry doesn't really deal with it the first time, but does the second. And now Lampard finds Duff. Duff starting to wield more of an influence now. Drogba's layoff to Gallas.
I think Chelsea would like Liverpool to have one or two more attacks like that, because it's at the time when the game just opens up for them a little. They found it difficult to break down Liverpool when they've got themselves set back.
Here's Yarashik. Haman. Foul by Ricardo Carvalho on Morientes.
Well, he certainly gets the ball, but it's just a case of whether he kicks through Morientes to get it. Morientes has got his body in between. Well, that's exactly what he does, you know. Got to kick through up to get to the ball.
Opponents in last season's Champions League final. Ricardo Carvalho coming out on top against Morientes then, although of course he scored twice in the semi-final in each leg against Chelsea. He's got a good record in finals in his career, Fernando Morientes. It's the flip on there.
See, I don't understand Harry Kewell. I really don't understand the boy who, there's a free kick coming from that side of the pitch and he knows his teammate's good in the air and he just stands out in the right wing there and gets nowhere near getting on a really nice little help on from his centre forward.
Do get a serious impression that it's a vital couple of months ahead for Harry Kewell, who's managed to be sceptical. He's still got a few doubters to win over.
Well, he owes Liverpool big time, I think.
Here's Drogba. Now Kuhl. Finnan. Luis Garcia, now Haman. Gerrard. Finnan. Neatly inside Duff. It's Luis Garcia.
It's brilliant, Makaleli. Time and time again this season he's been there, edge of the box for his team.
They're looking for a powerful burst, but again the intervention well timed by Sami Hyypiä, who's got to time them well. Lampard hasn't timed this one as well on Luis Garcia, and like Hyypiä before him, he's going to be shown a card.
I think he's unlucky here, because I think Garcia steps into him, he sees him coming, and he tries to block him off. And that's what he's arguing here. As this ball's fed in, AC steps across him to get his body in between, but he goes in from behind like that. I guess that's what Steve Bennett sees. Still think he's a little unlucky.
First time that Steve Bennett's been in charge of a domestic cup final, although he was a linesman at the FA Cup final of 10 years ago, and he did referee Wolves' victory here in the playoff final. Luis Garcia is off the field at the moment. And Finnan delivers with a free kick. And was Gerrard hauled down by Makaleli? No.
I have to say, that's as clumsy a challenge as you're going to see. And I'll bet you anything, if this is outside the area, he gets a free kick. Makaleli's all over them. No control of where the ball's going. No control of his challenge. And I think he's a real lucky boy to get away with that.
Well, he certainly imposed himself on Steven Gerrard then, did Claude Makaleli. But he got away with it. And Liverpool on the back foot. Drogba!
Corner. Now whether it's the keeper or Carragher, but certainly someone gets a little bit of this ball just as he plays it. And this would be the right kick in the teeth for Liverpool after what's just happened at the other end. A little bit off the goalkeeper. Studek, who gets something on it. Just enough.
Well, I'm not sure how much he knew about it, Jersey Dudek, but he did get enough on it. And Duff takes the corner. Terry with a header. And off the line. Luis Garcia in the right place to steer Lampard's header away from danger.
Yeah, might not have been dropped in. It was an easy header for John Terry to get. Just helped it on.
Duff. Run back by Finnan. Kuhl. Cut out by Claude Makaleli.
Well, the first one's not dealt with. You see Terry just help it on. Now, I'm not sure that's going in. It looks like it's going wide. With 2 free headers.
Callis' boot raised there on Harry Kuhl, who just checks the scar.
I think they both were.
Luis Garcia. Now Kuhl. Drogba trying to hold off Jamie Carragher. Carragher played as a right back when Liverpool were here 2 years ago against Manchester United, but he's evidently impressed Rafa Benitez with his performances in the centre this season. John Terry. Dallas. Now Duff. Yarishik. This is Cole. And can Duff pull it back? He has, but behind Drogba.
Just short of numbers, short of support. I think the ball to Drogba wouldn't have gotten there. Players in the way. But again, it's when Duff's roamed from this left side, infield. It's twice now. They've had the two best opportunities, Chelsea, when he's done that.
Gallas. Pushed out of the way by Harry Kewell.
Yeah, he just went on him.
Lampard with a free kick. It's Lampard who delivers. It's safely taken.
Yeah, a little bit too much here, a little too long. It's one you expect your goalkeeper to come and take.
Monday Night Football tomorrow from Carrow Road, Norwich against Manchester City, live Sky Sports 1 from 7 o'clock. And FA Cup action this week as well with the replay from the City Ground, Nottingham Forest against Tottenham, Sky Sports 1 Wednesday, 7 o'clock. Here's Damien Duff. Gallas. Helped away by Carragher. Crossed by Duff. Drogba was in behind Traore, who hasn't really dealt with it, and it's Risa in the end who has to. Paulo Ferreira. Risa landed awkwardly as well. Here's Ricardo Carvalho.
Just having to endure a little bit of pressure at the moment, Liverpool. It's been like this since the goal, pretty much. Chelsea with possession, Liverpool backing away. Are you good enough to break us down, almost saying?
Well, only one team has in the Carling Cup so far this season. Spurs, the only side to breach Liverpool's defence in the competition. Now the onus is on Chelsea. Yarashik. Here's Paulo Ferreira. Now Ricardo Carvalho. Drogba with Carragher in his back. Lays it off to Joe Cole. Tackle from Gerrard. Now Duff. It's Joe Cole.
Rushes didn't quite catch it. There's his mountain.
Joe Cole has done for Jose Mourinho's team already twice this season. Settled the game at Anfield 4 minutes after coming on as a substitute. I wonder if Mourinho will be a little more cautious with his own choice of substitutes today. Here's Yarashik.
He's just got to keep that going to Duff. Liverpool need a bit of the ball.
Paulo Ferreira.
And that'll be a booking. If he gives a foul, he's got to book him.
He has.
And Liverpool need to get some possession. Even if it's not taking them anywhere, but it just takes the sting out of what's happening at the moment, because they are pretty much under the cosh here. Can't get out. From the sort of angle where Damien Duff swept one in against Manchester United, but it's Lampard who hits this one across. Ricardo Carvalho back to Joe Cole. Cleared only as far as Damien Duff. Risa keeping him at bay. Liverpool having defended manfully, looking to break with Kewell.
Now Morientes.
That's where they need to keep it. Too cheap, too easy. Don't give the back four a little breather.
They're on the back foot again. Lampard. Now Paulo Ferreira. It's Yuri Yarashik. Duff.
Oh, well read, man. Well read.
He had to get there as well, didn't he? Yarashik in a useful position just behind him. Now Kuehl. Finnan. Gerrard. Off the chest of Paulo Ferreira.
Take the goal out, and it's been pretty much the game I thought it might be. A lot of Chelsea possession. Liverpool determined not to give anything away. Plenty of men behind the ball, looking to break out and catch Chelsea. And that's what the first half's been all about. But this team do have that wonderful cushion with that early strike.
Yes, they're living off that dream start. A goal from John Onorisa inside 43 seconds. And Chelsea, for all of their possession, unable to get the equalising goal. William Gallas. On by Lampard, but he was one of those who'd retreated from an offside position.
It's still a little uncomfortable for Gallas, isn't it, at left back, naturally right-footed. Often he has to turn back, and you see him do it time and again, turns back towards his own goal, looking to play it either to Terry or the keeper. Not natural to come out on his left side.
And that is another thing that's gone against Chelsea in recent weeks, losing key players at a part of the season where they wouldn't have wanted that to happen. Wayne Bridge and Arjen Robben.
Well, talk about attempts winning games. That single attempt in 43 seconds is the one that's separating the teams. And Chelsea themselves have only had the one on target.
That was relatively straightforward for Jersey Dudek.
I kind of think I'd have given that second one the Drogba on target as well, I have to say.
Morientes.
They just take their time now, Liverpool, approaching half-time. Back four can get a little breather. They need it.
Traore. In by Luis Garcia. This kick really by Terry. Joe Cole coming to help him out. Now Lampard. And now Duff's away and he's onside, and Drogba's over to his left with Cole bidding to get there as well. Traore flew in.
Gave Traore a chance. Damien Duff's first touch. He's not offside here. It's a great ball from Lampard, and Duff again is roamed over there. And that touch there just gets away from him. Step to Traore, and he got it right. There's an opportunity and a good one. That's what I mean about Chelsea. Might not be too unworried if Liverpool get a bit of pressure at the other end. It does open it up a bit.
Cole's touch, and he's onside again, Duff, and Gerrard had to get himself in the way to turn it away.
He looked a mile off there, but Sometimes you don't get the best view of it here. Look at Duff's position, is it the far side? Yeah, it might be Jimmy Traore, you see, nearest the linesman, and the linesman's not quite in line, and that's why the flag stays down. But it was close.
Duff swings it in. And Terry will go to challenge. Dudek brings a measure of calm. Here's Finnan. Morientes. Finnan round Makalele. He jumped in a bit then, Ricardo Carvalho.
Yeah, jumping at the ball though.
Finnan. Kuhl. Away by Lampard. Gerrard going in on Joe Cole, and he caught it. A bit of a battle for the ball then, which Steve Bennett should be able to sort out with just a quiet word.
Yeah, just a couple of iffy tackles there that went on.
Drogba. Duff.
Well, if he flicks that ball over him, then unless he's diving to the ground, Damien Duff, that's surely going to be a free kick. He's furious with the linesman.
Well, the referee may not have had a clear view of it, but Kerry Richards, the assistant, then certainly did, which was why Damien Duff couldn't believe he didn't get the free kick then. Risa. Luis Garcia keeping Ricardo Carvalho in a tight spot.
Well, he's still having a go at the linesman, isn't he, about this incident here? He thinks he's just nicked it and it should be a free kick. Well, I'm not so sure there was any intent from Traore, but there was a connection. Caught his leg. You normally get those.
Here's Kuhl. Taken down by Gallas.
Well, they were one down last weekend, and there was a triple substitution. Somehow feel we won't see that today. He may make some move, Jose Mourinho, but I certainly don't expect to see 3 changes when they come back out. And there's lots of options on his bench, good attacking options, people that can win the game.
Well, it was a gamble that badly backfired when injuries started occurring for Chelsea. I wonder what options Jose Mourinho will be pondering in the break. Makalele. Jarosik, who was perhaps the one surprise starter. Thiago might have been expected to play there. Lampard. Now Cole.
He's tried to feed him in. He could have gone to Ferrara at right back, who's in acres of space. Eventually gets there.
Paulo Ferreira finds Damien Duff. He's away from Risa. Slides it across, but Carragher's there. Luis Garcia hits it straight at William Gallas. Now Lampard.
Well, it'll take half-time. Liverpool.
2 more minutes to go before they get there, though.
Well, 5 in the box. That's a disappointment for Chelsea. Damien Duff finds Dudek's hands.
Gerrard. Morientes. Now Risa. Away by Terry. And then by Ricardo Carvalho. Hippier. Terry away. Now Lampard. Drogba. Paulo Ferreira to Makelele. Moved on by Yarashik. This is Cole. Paulo Ferreira's cross. And Hippier behind it. Well, Liverpool scored in the first 43 seconds of the half. It looks as though it's going to be enough to get them to half-time. That goal from John Arnorisa.
He's kicked every ball, that boy, you know. He hasn't been down. He's been in there in the first 43 seconds. Time he now wants. Whistle. Wants to get his team in.
And his wish is granted for the second year running. A quick-fire start in Cardiff in the League Cup final. John Arnorisa beating even Joseph Jobb's record last year with a goal in 43 seconds to give Liverpool the lead that they've held on to despite a mammoth amount of Chelsea possession in that first period. And they have looked dangerous on the break without too seriously troubling Jerzy Dudek. But at half-time, it's Chelsea 0, Liverpool 1.
And the last 11 teams to score first have gone on to win it. Ray Wilkins and Gary McAllister are with us. We'll look at his goal when we come back. And how fast was it? We've got the answer to that as well. Liverpool lead. When you play for Liverpool, that went to extra time. What does it take at this stage?
Well, first and foremost, Richard, you know, it was against Birmingham, a team from a lower division. They're now going in against one of the champion Premier League leaders at the moment, so it's a different situation totally. They've just got to stay calm. But what they've got to try and get a hold of the ball. They've had no possession whatsoever. They just gave the ball away needlessly the full half. They've got to get some touches because Chelsea are just dominating the possession.
Just before we rejoin our commentators, Jeff Shreves.
Richard, that decision to send Jose Mourinho from the field of play was taken by Jim Ashworth, who is the referee's coordinator and a safety officer. I've just said to them, would he be allowed to come back out and collect a medal should Chelsea win? They said the honest answer is, we don't know. As it stands, he would not be allowed back out here today.
One apiece, 30 minutes to come, penalties if required. Andy Gray and Rob Hawthorne.
And on the right there is Jim Ashworth, the man who took that decision to ensure that Jose Mourinho departed the scene. Of course, he departed the scene very quickly and voluntarily after Porto had won the Champions League last year. He might not even be part of the celebratory scene this time. And that's assuming there is a celebration. Liverpool will have something to say about that. Cracking start to the game for Liverpool. Awful finish to the 90 minutes. Can extra time get any better? In truth, the equaliser from Chelsea had been coming, bearing in mind their possession, but there's no way we could have seen how it would come. Gudjonsson's immediately trying to get Keshman involved, and he's picked him out, and Drogba's in the middle, but Carragher is there first. Glenn Johnson getting it back across, Keshman with the layoff. In by Makelele, Drogba goes for it, but Finnan gets in on it.
He did well, Steve Finnan there. He just felt with Drogba's power, his heading ability. He had to be strong, Finnan, really strong.
Duff to deliver Chelsea's 8th corner of the contest. Skimmed away past Terry. This is Ricardo Carvalho. Dudek gets enough on it. Back in by Keshman. And then away by Haman. And now Baros looked to burst but left the ball behind.
Well, that's what Chelsea just have to be careful of. That was just sloppy. Careless at the back. Good
Johnson. Played in by Drogba against the post.
Good play again. They really are under the cosh, Liverpool. Offside's been given. Lovely play wide here. That's a lovely pullback. But offside given against Duff, I think, when the ball comes back off the post here and goes out towards him. You see him there, he's the one in the offside position. But had that got in, it would have stood.
Risa. Now Baros. And Baros trying to muscle his way through past Johnson and Ricardo Carvalho.
Well, the one thing you know about Baros is if he gets the ball down, he will and has the ability to turn and run at people.
Here's Luis Garcia. So helps it across, it's Ricardo Carvalho. Away by Lampard in the end. Haman.
This is what Liverpool need to do. They need to find a couple of red shirts and have a bit of possession of their own.
Long across by Risa. This is Nunez. Igor Bišćan. Nunez plays it against Paulo Pereira for a Liverpool corner. Trippier forward for the kick. Steven Gerrard being applauded by Chelsea fans who might seem to be viewing him as one of their own, and he's scored for them today.
That's dangerous.
Here's Good Johnson. Now Lampard.
For the first time in the match, he was a little tired there from Frank Lampard. But no surprise. He has been everywhere. You certainly feel Chelsea have got something left, but have Liverpool? That's the question. Can they muster some possession, creation of a chance, and even more importantly, the taking of it? And that's what he has to trust his players now to do. Nothing else he can do. Changes have been made.
There wasn't even anything that Jose Mourinho could do in the turnaround. He wasn't allowed to give any sort of talk during the break between full time and extra time, of which there will be a full 30 minutes incidentally, no golden goal. It's Makelele. Drogba. Gerrard. It's Glenn Johnson's header. Now Makelele. Keshman. A man getting across in front of him. Makelele. Relief then on Liverpool, and the chance for them to build up some confidence if they can keep hold of it. Nunez trying to find the gap between Duff and Paulo Pereira. done well. He's held on to it with great determination. Paulo Ferreira takes it away from him in the end though.
Well, carried it a long distance. Nothing wrong with that.
Here's Lampard. Now John Terry. Lampard. Good Johnson.
There's some tired legs out there. There's absolutely no doubt about that. And minds.
Determined greatness from Ida Good Johnson. Damien Duff. Makelele.
Fizz it into Lampard.
There's the man. Now Hupia. Igor Biscan. Nunez. Good Johnson. And Steven Gerrard. Terry. Lampard.
That's offside. Again, no need. Cashman. He should be one of the fresher ones.
You have to get to a level of confidence in his Chelsea career, or indeed to establish himself as part of the first team. Some way to win over the Chelsea crowd if he was to score the winner that would bring the first silverware under Jose Mourinho, and since Roman Abramovich started to put his money into the club. Here's John Terry, homegrown player in their ranks. Paulo Ferreira. Now Ida Good Johnson.
Really tired. He's galloped up and down that right side in normal time. Just having a breather now.
We've done by Duff. This is Lampard.
They got in. Good movement again.
There's more than £211 million in transfer fees that Roman Abramovich has invested, and the sight of him on the screen brings a cheer from the Chelsea supporters, but he is one of the more shy, retiring owners. Certainly never hear him speak publicly. On by Drogba, and away by Carrick. Garcia winning his battle, finding Milan Baros. Igor Biscan just couldn't return it to him because John Terry was in the way. So Chelsea going to have a problem here. This is Nunez looking long to Luis Garcia, trying to hit what as Risa did with such devastating effect in the first half.
Well, he's a little further out, in fact quite a bit further out, but he connects as well. There's absolutely no doubt about this. A lovely strike. Certainly looked to be going on target. We'll see from here. Yeah, that might well have worked the goalkeeper.
Instead it caught the inside of Glenn Johnson's leg, and Liverpool rebuild from the throw-in. A man lining one up, Czech had that post guarded.
Nasty little bounce just in front of him.
Couldn't get a flick back, Carragher just behind.
It's often tiredness from one player, whether it be mentally or physically, it decides extra time.
Liverpool have FA Cup action last weekend, having been prematurely knocked out by Burnley, but Chelsea have had the disappointment of that defeat, plus playing their Champions League match in Barcelona 24 hours later than Liverpool's home game to contend with in terms of player fitness. It's Reese's free kick. Guided back by John Terry.
Liverpool seem to be limiting the support to Barros, to Garcia and Núñez really. Steven Gerrard's got more and more of a hold on with Vishkan on the ball. There is the one midfield player who's higher up the pitch, and it seems that Gerrard and Haman are the protecting players.
Here's Duff. Paulo Ferreira, with Kejman or Gudjonsson in the middle. Away by Luis Garcia. Now Makelele. Carragher's header, this is Lampard. Kejman took a swipe at it.
No cameo of your season really. Not quite.
To get his first goal for Chelsea in this competition, right at the very start of the run against West Ham United. Chelsea certainly had a tougher run to the final when you consider they beat Premiership opponents in Newcastle and Fulham and Manchester United on the way. And are they going to go the final step of the way here? Trophy which would keep them in contention on three fronts, achieved by Liverpool 11 years ago. 21 years ago.
Well, he just stood his ground, Barros there. He wins this free kick really. Carvalho just stood his ground, let Carvalho come into the back of him. And if you are tired, and Liverpool are, and you are struggling a little, and Liverpool are, and it's often free kicks given away around the area where you can make something happen, because you can get players in the box.
Gerrard plays it through, and Luis Garcia has broken free here. Bisham is arriving and couldn't direct his header goalwards.
Well, I told you, you're either tired physically and mentally, and they just go to sleep. I mean, he looks offside, but he gets away with it, and they don't react. And what a chance that is for Igor Bishkan, who gets above Drogba, who gets the header. He really isn't that opposed that much, and if it's on target, he probably wins the trophy for his team. And that's what I mean. You get sloppy, you give a free kick away, then you go to sleep, and in the game where you've basically dominated, you're down again.
Carragher. Now Johnson. Kejman. Referee has played the advantage this time. Kejman going for goal.
Well, this is what he's capable of, there's no doubt that Kejman has got talent and he's got ability, and he's fresher than most of the red shirts that he's up against at the moment. And at half-time it is.
Yes, half-time, and we're still no closer to knowing who is going to win the Carling Cup of 2005. It's going to be a quick turnaround. It's Steven Gerrard's own goal that brought us into this extra 30-minute period. But will it be he, or will it be John Terry who lifts the trophy? Let's hear from Mark Bolton.
It really is a very, very bizarre situation in the interview room at the moment. The TV is on, Jose Mourinho is sat there watching it. You can barely see it, the screen is so small. There's no sound coming from it. He's sat there with his goalkeeping coach and just shouting at it furiously in Portuguese. Not a happy man at all.
One benefit for him then, the fact there's no sound, Andy.
He's one of the lucky ones.
coordinator. Thank you.
Chelsea then get the second period of extra time underway, and Jose Mourinho is big on team spirit and the sum of the team being greater than its individual parts, and he won't like the fact that as their leader he can play no part in their hunt for this trophy, the first trophy of his reign. On by Kejman and away by John Arnorisa. But even minus Mourinho's presence, Chelsea trying to display the character he's imbued in them to go on and win it. It's a foul by Dietmar Hamann.
I have to say the players have contested this in a really good spirit. Consider what's at stake for both clubs. Both clubs, not just Chelsea. We've talked about them a lot, but for Liverpool it's an absolutely massive game.
Lampard swings in the free kick and Dudek gets hands to it.
And that's another one of those that it does tempt your goalkeeper. There's enough height in it, and it's close enough to him, and as a goalkeeper you feel I've got to come and deal with that. And he did. As he's done for most things, he's dealt with them well.
Johnson's long throw, and it's gone through to Drogba! Didier Drogba, the man who was bought as a club record signing with £24 million worth of Roman Abramovich's money, may well have won his first trophy as Chelsea owner.
Well, the two of them in the picture are the two that will be debating whether Hyypiä should have dealt with it, or could Dudek come and helped him. Sami Hyypiä doesn't deal with it under pressure from John Terry, and full marks to Drogba in behind, because it has to be dealt with quick. He cushions this on his thigh and then just sweeps it in one movement, and the goalkeeper's got no chance from that close in, absolutely no chance. But he's got himself booked, Drogba. Shirt came off. It's automatic booking. Just as well he hadn't been booked earlier in the game.
Indeed, because of course this was the referee who sent off Tim Cahill for just such a second bookable offence.
Well.
But Didier Drogba scores the goal for Chelsea that means even minus Jose Mourinho on the touchline. They are closing in on his first cup.
Well, now Chelsea have to do what we were saying Liverpool needed to do when they were in the lead, and that's to keep possession and keep Liverpool away from the ball. And just watch how it might just change. Just watch how Liverpool might just start to dominate possession, and how Chelsea might just back away from the game and allow pressure to build. And that's what football does to you at this level.
The prize slipping away now from Liverpool, unless they can come from behind, as Chelsea have managed to do. Away by Makelele. Drogba.
Well, that's all you want from your front man now. Free kicks, take your time. Well, two of the scruffiest goals you'll see. But do they care?
Well, Dietmar Hamann is becoming embroiled.
What was that about? What was that about? Did you think the free kick had been taken?
He brought his arm down on Glenn Johnson after the event.
Well, I can only think that he must have assumed the free kick was taken. He went right after them with the ball.
There's another of those players on a yellow card, actually, Didi Hamann.
Just as I was saying, now the players have conducted themselves well. This will be interesting. He's on a yellow.
He is. Well, Makelele is still hobbling, but how far does Steve Bennett take this? Will it just be a talking to for Didi Hamann? Glenn Johnson being motioned away. Steve Bennett talks only to the two protagonists. And it is just a talk.
Well, I mean, this is it, we think. Falls down and it's rolled back, but it's not rolled back in play. You can see that's rolled back to Frank Lampard. But Didier Man obviously thinks the free kick's been taken, I'll get after it.
Let's have a word from our reporter, Jeff Shreves.
Well, I just spoke to Jim Ashworth once again, the referee's coordinator. He said that Steve Bennett has told him that he would prefer Jose Mourinho not to come out. I said to Jim, what happens if he does come out? He says, I don't know, we'll have to think about it. But right now, he's not welcome.
Oh dear, he's not going to be allowed to his own party.
Well, I mean, I think when the game's finished, if Chelsea have won it, then he should be allowed. Simple as that.
Would like to be the man who tried to stop him.
Well, unless Steve Bennett himself sends him off, then I don't see what they can do about it.
And there is a medal he has to collect. It's Lampard who whips it in, and Dudek flaps at it. It's Ida Gudjonsson back in, and it's stabbed in by Mattia Keshman of all people. The man who has so struggled for goals in his time at Chelsea gets a big one in the big one, and Chelsea are closing in on the Carling Cup.
Yeah, that must be it. That must be it. I said we get an extraordinary finish, and Keshman getting the decisive goals as extraordinary as they're going to get this season. But Ida Gudjonsson, I can't tell you how well he does. Most players would have just let this go for a corner. But watch Gudjonsson. Is he interested in the corner? No, he's not. I'll just take it down and thrash it back across. The linesman's flag went up right away. I was watching him. It's very close, Rob. Very close. Does Dudek actually stop it? Stops that one. But does he stop that? No. Just over the line. Linesman's flag was up immediately. But top marks to Ida Gudjonsson there. For deciding to control it. For having the ability to do something with it. And that's number 3. And it must be game over.
It was an instinctive stab at it, wasn't it, from Mattia Keshman, but it's earned him his 4th goal of the season, and surely now it's earned Chelsea their first trophy under Roman Abramovich and Jose Mourinho. Let's hear from Jeff Shreves.
Rob, we've got an update, and it looks like Chelsea are going to win now. They've agreed that Jose Mourinho will be escorted by a solicitor from the Football League out to receive his medal.
Oh dear. Gerrard's kick. Turned in! Nunes, amongst those in the pile, got the touch, and Liverpool give themselves hope.
Well, would you believe it? Well, they're furious because they want a free kick.
And a booking for Damien Duff.
Well, they're furious because they want a free kick. It's a real difficult ball to deal with for Steven Gerrard. Frank Lampard doesn't quite deal with it. But now they're wanting a free kick there. I'm not so sure that Cech does enough here. It's up in the air a long time. Come and deal with it when you're 6'6". He doesn't really do anything. But he doesn't get off the ground. I don't think you have many arguments. And Nunes gets up there, but it's hope rather than expectation.
His first ever goal for Liverpool. And with 6 minutes to go, it's put the outcome of the Carling Cup final back in the balance.
Well, a game that's been tight and tense and never looked like producing goals has suddenly come alive in extra time. I'll have to get one more in them. Half Liverpool got one more. 6 minutes plus stoppage time.
Well, Chelsea have not conceded more than 2 goals since Jose Mourinho took over. The last time they led in 3 was in the Champions League defeat by Monaco back in April. But if they concede a 3rd here, we're heading towards penalties. There was a handball there from Keshman, who's another of those players on a yellow card.
Oh, they've taken it quickly.
And they've found
the bright.
Risa blocked by Johnson. And Risa taken into the corner by Glenn Johnson.
I'm not so sure he needed to tackle John Risa there because you know what's coming. It's Sami Hyypiä. It's Risa launching it. And it's Liverpool hoping for the same bit of good fortune Chelsea got.
The Clear in there, planted back in by Didi Hamann. Now Barosh looking to bring it under control, and he's gone for the corner.
No, goal kick off, yeah.
5 minutes of extra time to go. Liverpool given renewed hope. Well, he hasn't got a lot wrong this season. Put a check. Misjudgment there has aided Liverpool's cause.
You'd have to say that, absolutely, at the height he is, and the ability to go and punch it. He didn't deal with it.
Back from Johnson. Finnan. Didier Drogba. Here's Frank Lampard. Ida Gudjonsson. Damien Duff. Here's Gudjonsson. Paulo Ferreira. And all the way back from John Terry. Chelsea just want to run the clock down now.
And they will do, with little bits of possession like that, little passages in the game. Damien Duff just had a little grab at the right hamstring there. It was a kick and a little pull.
There's Drogba. Duff is struggling, and Chelsea have again used all of their substitutes. And I think Jamie Carragher has offended Steve Bennett with something he...
Yeah, he has. Very passionate, Jamie Carragher. We know that. But his club and his football. Didn't agree with the decision of a handball. Was quick to point it out.
And for that descent, the kick is advanced 10 yards.
He just is overly fussy at times, this referee. I'm not joking. Well, they surely must hit this. And if it goes wide, then so be it. But don't hit the wall would be my suggestion. If you're going to miss this, then miss it wide.
Lampard, Duff, Gudjonsson can bring their talents to bear on this. Lampard!
Well, that's what you do if you're going to miss it wrong. It takes a little while, especially if it's in the Chelsea end, to get it back.
Into his own crowd. Let's have another word from our reporter Jeff Shreves.
Rob, I'm going to bring the very latest. Jose Mourinho said, no thanks, I've decided I'm not going out. I don't need to go out there.
Well, it's been an extraordinary tale over there, hasn't it? He was going to be escorted out by a solicitor, having been sent off, and now he's decided he will snub the ceremony altogether.
It's been a ridiculous situation, I have to be honest, Rob.
He was sent off, remember, at 1-1. After Chelsea had got their equaliser, he made a gesture to the crowd as if the own goal from Gerrard had silenced them. That was judged incitement, and he hasn't seen anything from within the stadium since. He's been confined to watching the rest of it on a television in our interview room.
It would be interesting to know if he was getting any stick from the Liverpool fans, and if he was, what the safety officer had done about that. Probably nothing.
Questions that will doubtless be asked after the event. Here's Duff. Cleared by Núñez, the man whose goal gave Liverpool late hope. But are they going to get another opportunity to build on the hope that goal has given them? The question really of how much time is going to be added on here.
And there's going to be a bit, Rob, I'll tell you that now. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a couple of minutes to play.
And it is 2 minutes exactly.
Amount of 2 minutes time allowed.
Well, it's all or nothing now. Hoopier's going up. They're just going to try either with Risa's throw, or if we can get it back and launch it and hope for the best. No time for finesse from Liverpool.
So Risa does launch it. Johnson doesn't really deal with it with a header. Sammy Hoopier has been left up front.
Well, it's coming in again, I can tell you that. I think he wants Sammy Hoopier coming that short. He wants him in with Didi Hamann.
Risa launches it towards him. Cleared though by Lampard, but it could come back in here from John Risa. Oh, a header around the back from Biscan. And Czech glad to pounce on it.
Well, if he'd made as good a job with his header at the other end, Biscan, he might have won the game for his team. That was more difficult, it's dropping over players, and he just powers it down. That's all you can do. Hope for the best.
Back from Finnan. Foul by Keshman, but the referee's let it go. Here's Lampard. No real urgency for him now. Chelsea are seconds away from the first part of what they hope will be a treble of trophies this season. Risa. Makelele.
Oh, he's been against Makelele today as well, bro. Not over that, might be now.
Chelsea win their first silverware under Jose Mourinho, but the manager is not pitch side to see it and join in the celebratory party. He had to rely on his on-field leader John Terry and the rest of the players to see him through after he was sent off in a remarkable roller coaster Carling Cup final. Didier Drogba helped to clinch it by putting Chelsea 2 on ahead. Mattia Keshman seemed to have rounded it off at 3-1. Even then it wasn't settled when Núñez gave Chelsea a late scare. But Chelsea have completed the victory with a little help, it has to be said, from the Liverpool captain. Steven Gerrard's own goal took this match into extra time after Liverpool had had a sensational start, scoring inside 45 seconds with a goal from John Risa. But Gerrard's own goal led to the sending off of Jose Mourinho for apparent incitement of the crowd. And even now in these scenes of celebration for Chelsea, having done what they came here to do, the manager can't be a part of it. The owner can. He's seen the first return on his massive investment in the club.
Well, we were never quite sure which way the game was going to turn, and who would have believed that man there? We thought it'd be pivotal, we thought it'd be important, but not in the way he was. It's quite extraordinary. He's devastated, absolutely devastated. Liverpool skipper. Chelsea needed a bit of luck. They were pressing, but Liverpool were looking more and more secure as the game drew to a close. They got that huge chunk of luck with the own goal, and to be fair, went on from there.
Let's hear from the Chelsea captain John Terry with Jeff Shreves.
John, for nearly 80 minutes, did you think I'm not going to be lifting this trophy?
Yeah, a little bit. You know, they started well. It's a great finish. It's a terrible start for us, but you know, we picked ourselves up. You know, the last 10-15 minutes they looked a bit dead, so we just said to each other, you know, keep going, keep getting at them. Their legs are gone, and finally it paid off.
How hard was it, and how tired were you after the week you'd had, physically and mentally?
Physically, maybe a little bit before, but you know, seeing their legs go, and that gave us a lift, and we picked ourselves up. And we come on, the Keza scored, flipping, I'm over the moon for him as well, you know, different class.
Let's bring in Mattia. Mattia, you haven't had as many goals as you would have liked. How special was today?
No, of course, every goal in the final is brilliant. Of course, when the Chelsea won the trophy after a few years. So we are very happy, and I enjoy it.
You had to do it without the manager at the end as well. Did you know he'd been sent off, the manager?
No, I didn't see it, no. What's happening there?
How much are you looking forward to going to get that cup and that medal?
Yeah, it's brilliant for us because we was very hungry at the start of the season. and this is our first trophy. Because it's very important after 2 defeats in a row, so we are very happy about this.
Well done, go and enjoy the celebration.
All the best.
Well, he's changed his mind, hasn't he? Jose Mourinho has decided to return, and having been locked in an interview room in solitary confinement to see his team closing in on glory, he's coming out with some hard stares towards the Liverpool fans who maybe in part were responsible for getting him dismissed, but with a feeling of joy, no doubt, that the first trophy is in the cabinet.
Well, Didier Drogba's the one responsible. Robbie went down the tunnel, the big striker. He obviously went down and says, hey, come on, you're part of this. Huge part of it. The boys want you out there. And he's relented. I don't think he'd have gone, but for the intervention of his players. And then just go and enjoy it, Jose. Whatever's happened.
And he has come out to enjoy it. He cut himself off from the celebrations of Porto when they won the Champions League back in May, but he has to be a part of this because he is such a big part of this early Chelsea success. It was a big game for him after the 2 defeats that they'd suffered in the last week. He hadn't suffered 3 in a row as a coach for 3 years, but maybe now the blip is officially over. And he's gone round to congratulate all the individuals who played a part in this first success, what he hopes is the first of many. No doubt about it, he's a born and bred winner, and that's why Chelsea are so delighted to have him. It was reported before he accepted the offer at Stamford Bridge that Liverpool were among the clubs who'd courted him. But he's at Chelsea, and how proud they are that he is their team leader. But it has been a remarkable team effort from a side that have shown plenty of character, the sort of character that's needed to win trophies.
Well, questions were asked, Rob, you know, after the 2 games, Newcastle and Barcelona, where people beginning to question, could they do it? And they couldn't have had a worse start in the cup final. To go a goal down to Liverpool, who, as Gary McAllister says, know how to protect 1-0. And for a long time it looked like it would be that man, and not John Terry, who would be walking up to pick up this trophy. So you have to give them absolute credit for the way they dug in, the way they gave everything. And as John Terry says, they sensed Liverpool's legs had gone, and that lifted them. And then when they got the bit of luck, they capitalised on it. They went on from there in extra time and got themselves a cushion of the 2 goals that Liverpool could never do in normal time. And that proved hugely important.
Well, he was magnanimous in defeat last week, and he's showing humility in victory here as well, Jose Mourinho, by shaking the hands of Liverpool players and officials, which is a nice gesture of sportsmanship. Thinking about the losers in his first proud moment as Chelsea coach. Smiles of John Terry, who will shortly be going up to lift the trophy, and in doing so will become the youngest League Cup winning captain for 20 years, at the age of 24, youngest captain since Dave Watson of Norwich.
Strange this for Liverpool, isn't it? You haven't been in a cup final in this stadium and felt like this before.
But the elation of victory belongs to Chelsea. Jose Mourinho is still playing it relatively low-key, no tub-thumping or rallying of the crowd, dignified in victory.
Mark Hunter, Marketing and International Development Director, Cause Brewers Limited.
Well, the podium for the trophy presentations has been set up.
Auction winner on BBC Radio 2's Children in Need have made their way.
And the presentation party
ladies and gentlemen,
will be moving into place. Steven Gerrard said if anyone questioned his commitment to Liverpool, they should see the smile on his face if he lifted the trophy, but sadly for him, it's not going to be the event that he wanted. It's going to be the disappointment and the hollow feeling of going to pick up a runners-up medal. The match officials go up ahead of the runners-up. Steve Bennett being jeered as he leads up his team of Rob Martin and Kerry Richards and the 4th official, Phil Crossley.
This is horrible, by the way, this part. I can tell you, I've been there, been in both camps. When it comes to medals, this is horrible. It stinks, tastes horrible, feels horrible.
Is it almost worth not having a runners-up medal? I can't imagine they take pride of place on any mantelpiece.
I don't have any in show, I have to be honest with you, Rob. I don't know where they are. Applause for the opponents who fought hard from Chelsea. But sullen faces all around, and you can understand that on the faces of the Liverpool players who'd won twice here in the last 4 finals, but today taste defeat. And it leaves a sour taste. "21 medals allocated for each club. Rafa Benitez gets his, but he again is used to being a winner. And I can't imagine that will take pride of place. The lights haven't gone out with no good reason. It is for a purpose. It's for the dramatic arrival of the star of the show. The star of the show being the piece of silverware that the two teams came here with designs on winning. This is the 45th League Cup final, and this is the original trophy that was first handed to Aston Villa in 1961. It's been brought out by Brett Baker, a Football League employee, under guard, and being carried very safely. The unique 3-handled cup. Cup that you've had your hands on, Andy? A couple of times, Rob.
It was last won by Chelsea back in 1998, and they're hoping that their victory of it this time marks a starting point for the club. It's the blue ribbons of Chelsea on the League Cup. And it's the first return for the multi-million-pound investment. Dietmar Hamann, who's twice been part of the celebrations having won that trophy, is a mere spectator today, because it is the multi-million-pound team from Stamford Bridge that will go up and collect the trophy on this occasion.
Now this does feel nice.
That's the medal they came looking for, and it's Chelsea who take it. Damien Duff, the only one who's got a medal in his collection from before, when he won it here with Blackburn 3 years ago. Didier Drogba has helped to clinch it this time with one of the 3 Chelsea goals, and how delighted that Matija Keshman will be that he is also among the scorers. Pedicek, who wasn't meant to be here, of course. We shouldn't forget Carlo Cudicini's part in getting Chelsea to this final. And nor should we forget the role of their leader, Jose Mourinho, who almost reluctantly takes his place on the end of the line, but gets one of the 21 medals allocated to the club. And a shake of the hand for John Terry. For the vast array of stars in the Chelsea lineup, John Terry gets the Alan Hardacre Man of the Match trophy presented to him. But the big prize is the one in front of him now. He's done everything at Chelsea as John Terry, but now he's a cup-winning captain. A player who's come through the ranks, who's done all the menial jobs. He was a boot cleaner, he was an apprentice, but now he's led the Chelsea team to victory at the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff. They are the 2005 Carling Cup victors. And who knows, it could be just the start
a big day. Many questions have been answered by this team when doubts are cast upon them. And the first one's always the most difficult, telling you. And they have it now. And I fully expect them to go on and add to it.
Well, whatever Manchester United may say about closing the gap, it's a good lead that Chelsea have, and they have 4 fixtures coming up against the bottom 4. And now they're going off, will they do the usual skydiver wonder? It's about winners at the moment, but let's hear from the losing skipper, Steven Gerrard. He's with Mark Bolton.
Great. Stephen, the Millennium Stadium in this competition has been good to Liverpool, not today. How hard is that to take?
Yeah, it's very hard. Credit to Chelsea, they deserve the win. We've got to pick ourselves up now, and we've got other things to play for, but yeah, it's a tough day to take.
And yet you made the perfect start and battled them all the way.
Yeah, we did. We scored early on. Maybe a bit too early for our liking, but we were happy with the goal, and then we tried to see the clock out, but they got a lucky own goal from an header from myself. But we were 15 minutes away from lifting it ourselves, so it's not to be, and you've got to give credit where it's due. Chelsea played well.
An own goal from yourself came in bizarre circumstances. How painful is that for you personally?
Oh, very painful. I mean, losing any game of football is painful, but to lose cup finals and to also score no goal, yeah, it's a bad day for myself, but I've got to be strong and pick myself up and look forward to the next game.
Commiserations, but thanks for talking to us.
Very dignified Steven Gerrard, whose goal in the 79th minute got Chelsea back in it. Ray Wilkins and Gary McAllister have been with us all afternoon. Ray, of course, a former assistant manager at the Bridge. To add his congratulations. They've dug that out today, Ray, haven't they?
Yeah, I thought they deserved to win as well. The lion's share of the game, they were the ones that were really fortunate, especially after Liverpool took an early lead. And it was a great goal from Liverpool, but Chelsea really got hold of the game by the scruff of the neck, and I think deserved to win over the piece. They looked fitter. I thought, John's comment about we saw their legs were going to attack. We saw that as well in here, and it looked as if Chelsea had a lot more life about them. And that young man there in the middle of the picture was absolutely outstanding.
And not to underestimate, they didn't just turn up here for this game in this week. It's been an enormous week, wasn't it? The FA Cup match, the Champions League game, then on to Cardiff.
It shows a bit of what they've got, Richard, to be perfectly honest. They've had 2 disappointments, big disappointments, because they were on 4 fronts to win the lot. And to go out the FA Cup and then get a bit of a mauling in Barcelona, to come here and put on the show that they put on, because some of their football was absolutely fantastic.
I'd agree with that, and the man in the picture there, the leader was sent off, the manager, Mourinho was sent to the stands, but he was the guy that led Chelsea today. For me, he was outstanding. He just pushed his troops. Right from that 45 seconds when Reece scores a great goal, Terry was there pushing his teammates in front of him. He was outstanding the whole game.
Link up with this one of the Abramovich's money that set the ball rolling. That's the first return on it. We're not finished in Cardiff yet. More reaction when we come back.